And a very warm welcome to all of you for the fourth session of soft skills. So today we are going to look at the second pillar of fundamentals of communication that we had been speaking about. So just to recap, we spoke about four fundamental pillars when it comes to effective communication. The first one is pronunciation, the second one is grammar, the third one is vocabulary, and the fourth one is fluency. So we are done with the pronunciation aspect. We finished consonant sounds, vowel sounds, syllable and syllable stress. We also went through a lot of words as practice, and in the last video I requested you to post a comment just in case if you have any questions. So one student by name Vijay, if I remember his name right, he had posted few words where he needed help with the pronunciation. I'm sorry, I don't have the words right in front of me, but I do remember one of the word was aggregate. So the pronunciation is aggregate. So what I've done is I have also mentioned a particular link which is for Oxford Dictionary. You can just go to that particular link, enter the word and click on the speaker icon, and you will get to hear the pronunciation. The reason I chose Oxford is because that's a neutral accent, neutral pronunciation, and British English pronunciation is universally accepted. Now in case if you have more questions in terms of pronunciation, you can use that particular link. That will help you identify not only the pronunciation, but it will also give you the meaning and the context as to what context you can use these words. There was another question in terms of the usage of S versus ES. Alright. So these two forms are fundamentally used to denote plural form. So for example, if I have a plural form for car, so I will say cars. Alright. But if I have to use the plural form for box, I will use the ES form, boxes. So once we proceed with the grammar aspect, you will get more clarity when to use S and when to use ES. There was another question which was pertaining to a particular punctuation which is ES. Apostrophe S. We just finished ES, right? Yeah. So apostrophe S. So you see this apostrophe sign. So the question from Vijay was, when do we use apostrophe S? We use apostrophe S when we denote any kind of belongingness or any kind of possession. For example, I can say the pen belongs to Ravi. Okay. I can also say the same sentence, this is Ravi's pen. Both sentences denote the same meaning. There is no difference whatsoever. But in this particular case, I have 3 plus 2, 5 words used, and in this case I have only 4 words used. Okay. So when you write a sentence, in order to avoid grammatical mistakes, the best way of writing sentences is to use a direct speech, an active speech, or a sentence which consumes less number of words. That way what will happen? You will not make too many mistakes. So when we speak about active speech or passive or direct or indirect sentences, we are essentially talking about grammar. Now grammar is the most complex pillar of essential communication, because there are certain ways a language is spoken or written. Now can these be called as rules? Probably not, because nobody made these rules. These languages, all the languages evolved over a period of time, and the way we speak a language in different part of the world or different region differs. For example, the way we speak Telugu in Hyderabad is very different from the way we speak Telugu in say Vijayawada or Vishakhapatnam or say Guntur or Kurnool. All these places have its own flavor when it comes to the language. All these dialects will have its own structure of grammar, but you cannot call that as a said rule. You can call it as a backbone. Alright. So today we're going to look at the entire grammar aspect. One session will not be enough. Obviously the grammar aspect will continue. What I have done today is I have put together certain slides for you which will help you understand the parts of speech, the importance of parts of speech. I have explained some of the parts of speech and the classification, but that is just one part. The second part is I have put together a lot of examples and lot of questions which we will solve together. So what we'll do is we'll pick a question, we'll find the correct answer, and I will tell you why one particular answer is the correct one. Because you can learn grammar in two ways. Those ways are rule, usage. Okay, you either learn it by following certain rules or you learn it by usage. Following rules is not difficult, but it's very challenging because we are adults now, we are not kids. We did learn grammar rules when we were in school, but we still make mistakes. We make these mistakes because we don't practice. So how do we practice? We practice through usage. So that is what we will do today. Alright. So I want your attention towards the presentation now. I'm getting started with the presentation. Today we will have more focus on presentation because we will have a lot of content. I request you to take these down. If you are attending the live session, please do take these down. Try to grasp, try to understand what the content in the presentation is talking about. Alright, so let's go. So here we talk about grammar. It's a system of a language. Like I said, it's a backbone, it's a system of a language. It's the whole system and structure of a language or of languages in general. So basically it pertains to every language. Now, are there rules in English grammar? No, in fact, no language has rules. Why do we say a language does not have a rule? It does not have a rule because rules are written by someone. There is a person, there is a group, there is a council which sits and decide what should be the rule. For example, in your college, if you have a rule that you're not allowed to carry a cell phone or mobile phone, somebody wrote that rule, isn't it? The principal consulted all the faculty members and they said, okay, we should prohibit students from using cell phones while they are in the classroom. If it's for emergency purpose, obviously they can use. So they have a rule and they have an exception. So the rules are written by someone. But in this case, in terms of language, in terms of grammar, it's not written. Nobody wrote a rule. Then how do we figure what we should follow? We follow a system. We follow a process. Where did this system and process come from? It came from the evolution of the knowledge, evolution of the language. I'm sorry, I keep talking about knowledge, so I mix it up. So the rules are not there, but the structure is there, the system is there, the process is there, and that has come through the evolution of the language itself. Alright. Let's go back to the presentation now. I'm going to talk about the parts of speech. Now these are the parts of speech. So I will go one by one. We will stay with the presentation. You don't need to see me now. So we will take one by one each of the parts of speech, and I have also put together an example for you. The first one is noun. What do we mean by noun? Noun is nothing but name. Any kind of name is noun. Any kind of subject is noun. For example, Ravi is going to London. Ravi is the name of a person. London is a name of a city. So both are nouns. All these examples you will have the noun underlined and marked in red font. Okay. So the first parts of speech is noun. Ravi is going to London. Ravi and London is noun. The second one is pronoun. What do we mean by pronoun? Pronoun is a part of speech. It's a word which replaces the noun. You don't have to keep on repeating the noun. You can replace the noun with a pronoun. For example, I am talking about Ravi is going to London. Now I say he will be back in December. Instead of saying Ravi will be back in December, I just said he will be back in December. The next one is adjective. What do we mean by adjective? Adjective is something that qualifies the noun. It defines the noun. It describes the noun. So please remember, adjective is something which defines, which qualifies the noun. We are talking about the noun which is getting qualified. For example, Ravi is the noun in the first sentence. He is the pronoun in the second sentence. Now I say Ravi is a passionate leader. Now what kind of a leader he is? He is a passionate leader. That's why passionate is an adjective, because it's defining Ravi, what kind of person or what kind of leader he is. Alright? Verb. Verb means any kind of action. Doesn't matter who's doing it. It need not be a human being. The car is working. That means the working word is a verb. Alright? So verb is action in any form. He is driving his new BMW car. He is driving. What is he doing? He is driving. That's an action. That's why driving is a verb. Now, like adjective defines noun or qualifies noun, verb also needs to be qualified. That's why we have adverb. So what is adverb? Like adjective defines or qualifies noun, adverb defines or qualifies verb. So the verb was he is driving his new BMW car. The adverb is he is driving his car fast. Now the drive or the driving is a verb, that's an action, but how is the action? Is it fast, slow? So the adverb is fast. Okay? Preposition. Remember, preposition, like the word, the word in the part of the word says position. Basically it talks about position or in terms of time, position in terms of place. For example, Ravi will leave for London at 8 p.m. For which place he is going? He is going for London. He is leaving for London. What time? At 8 p.m. So at is a preposition, for is a preposition. If I say keep the book on the table, on is a preposition. Please go to the market, to is a preposition. Please meet me in the evening, in is a preposition. So preposition is all about telling me what time, which place, where it and where. Okay, so it basically talks about the place, it basically talks about the time. Interjection. Now let's look at an example. This example will help you understand what is an interjection. Interjection is nothing but an exclamation. Interjection is an expression. Interjection is always followed by an exclamation mark. Wow, he will fly business class. Who will fly business class? Ravi. Where is he going to? London. What time is he leaving? 8 p.m. Now the last one we have here is conjunction. Lot of you may know what is conjunction. Conjunction is something that joins two separate sentences and makes it a one sentence. For example, Ravi and his director will go to UK. Ravi and his director. Now here, if we remove director, we can just say Ravi will go to UK, or we can say the director will go to UK. But by bringing an and, we are combining Ravi and the director. So we say Ravi and his director will go to UK. Alright. So these are the parts of speech that you have, and there is two important aspect which is not listed as parts of speech. People usually make a mistake in that front. What is that? In all the examples that you saw in the slide, it was talking about he is going, he will go, he is driving, and it could be in the past, it could be in the present, it could be in the future. So in terms of time, we have tense, right? And tenses are divided into past, present, future. It's as simple as that. Now, where does it become complex? It becomes complex when you join tense with verb. I am talking about a time and I am talking about an action. The action which has happened already, the action which is happening right now, and the action that will happen in the future. Why is it complex? It's complex because people tend to make mistakes when they combine the tense with verb. Say for example, I have a present tense form which is go. Okay? What will be the future tense form? Will go. Right? Now, what will be the past tense form? It is went. You know what I mean? So what happens is the word itself changes when you have certain words like these. If I have another word which is work, I can just say worked, but I can't use good, G-O-E-D. I can't do that, right? So it changes depending on the word, depending on the context. The problem that occurs is when we add tense and verb and we don't know what is the correct form we have to use. There is no specific rule. You need to understand the language itself. Say for example, I have a word which is buy. Okay, that is the present tense. If I have to make it future tense, I will say I will buy. But if I am using a past tense, I use bought, B-O-U-G-H-T. There is another word which is bring. Okay, future tense will become will bring. What is the past tense? The past tense is B-R-O-U-G-H-T, brought. Okay, now people make mistakes between these two. They get confused what is bought and what is brought. People usually say, I brought a pen yesterday. It's not incorrect. I brought a pen means I got a pen yesterday, but it didn't mean that I purchased a pen yesterday. In order to make it sound or to denote that you purchased it, you are supposed to use the bought form. Say I bought. When you say I brought, that means it's a past tense of bring. Okay. So when we combine tense with verb, it gets little complex because you need to know the correct form. Another area where people make a mistake in terms of tense plus verb is usage of double forms or double past tense. What do I mean by double past tense? For example, I this is the correct form. I didn't go. Didn't is a short form of did not, which means I am talking about a past tense here, right? The rule says if I have a past tense form as in didn't, couldn't or did not, my verb should be present tense. It should not be past tense. Okay? So please remember, if I use I didn't or I couldn't, my verb should be present tense. It should be present tense, not past tense. You can't say I didn't spoke. No, it's I didn't speak, because you're already using a past tense form. You need not add another past tense form. Okay? So these are some of the mistakes that people do. They also do some of these mistakes because they are not aware. They are not aware of the rules. There are rules in terms of subject verb agreement. I will talk about that soon. Don't worry about it. So we'll go back to the presentation now. We'll understand a bit more about noun and then we proceed. Okay? All right, let's go. So we spoke about the parts of speech: the noun, pronoun, adjective, verb, adverb, preposition, interjection, conjunction. Now let's look at how many types of nouns we have. Okay? All right, the first one is common noun. Now what do we mean by common noun? Common noun is something which is used commonly in our daily conversations. Okay? For example, the mountain is too tough to climb. Now mountain is a very common word, right? So common noun are something which you find everywhere around you, so don't worry about it. So these are very, very commonly dropped, commonly used nouns, so that's why they are called common nouns. The next one is a proper noun. Proper noun is nothing but name of a person. For example, a name of a person, name of a city, it could be any name. For example, New Delhi is a capital city. Okay? Now here, capital is an adjective because what kind of city it is? It is a capital city. So common noun is something which is commonly used. Proper nouns are names. Abstract. Abstract is something which you cannot define, so which you cannot quantify or which you cannot give shapes to, right? Fear is an obstacle. I always say this, you should not be scared of anything. If you want to learn speaking fluently and confidently, you should get rid of your fear. Now what is fear? Fear is a noun and it's an abstract noun. You cannot give a shape to it. Then we have the count noun. Count nouns are something which you can count, where you can add a number to it. Say for example, the bottle is filled with water. I can say there are 2 bottles, there are 3 bottles, there are 5 bottles, which means the noun bottle can be counted. I can keep 20 bottles in front of you and I can ask you to count. But can you count water? Can you count air? No, you cannot. Water is precious. In order to count a non-count noun, I need a count noun. Okay? What I am trying to say is, let's go back to the board. I will help you understand what I mean by this. So we have a count noun and we have a non-count noun. So count noun we have is bottle, non-count we have water. Like the word says, the heading says, count means I can count 500 bottles, 5 bottles, 5 million bottles, 50 crore bottles, I can count. but water I cannot. I cannot count it. I can measure it, but I cannot count it. In order to count water or a noun count, I need the help of a count noun. For example, please give me 1 bottle. Please give me 5 bottles. Please give me 2 bottles of water. I'm asking for water, which is a noun. I'm asking for a bottle, which is a noun, but I'm using a count noun to denote counting for a non-count noun. So when you have a non-count noun, you would need a help of a count noun in order to give it numbers. Like I want a glass of water, I want 2 glasses of water, I want a bottle of water. Okay, so please remember it that way. All right, let's go back to the presentation. So we saw what is a common noun, proper noun, abstract, count noun, noun count noun. Now the next one is a collective noun. Collective noun is nothing but a group. When you group it all together, it's considered as a singular noun. For example, the team wants to celebrate. Team consists of more than 2 or 3 people. It cannot be 1 person. Collective noun basically means when you count a bunch together, and that denotes a singular form. Please remember, for example, I can say there are 5 cows, C-O-W-S, cow. There are 5 cows. I don't know what you call cow in Telugu. So there are 5 cows and there is a herd of cows. There is a herd of cows, or there are 5 cows. When I'm combining all these 5 cows together, it becomes 1 herd. Okay. For example, I have 10,000 books. I have 10,000 books in a library. So library consists of all the books, right? So likewise, when we talk about collective noun, we are combining multiple numbers in one particular category into one, and we denote that as a singular form. Please remember that's a singular form. Now we also have a singular noun. Let's go back to the presentation. We also have a singular noun. For example, she won a lottery for 1 crore. Congratulations, whoever won the lottery. The same form can be, the same word can be used as plural. Say they won a lottery, or they are going to the market. So she is a singular person. He, she, it. These are all pronouns and these are singular forms. And then you have plural form, which is they. All right. Then we have a possessive noun. Possessive noun is basically when it belongs to someone. For example, I am using Rahul's bike. I am using a bike that belongs to Rahul. I am using a bike for which the owner is Rahul. Too many words, too much of confusion. So what I do, I use a possessive noun. So I am using Rahul's bike. That way I make it much more simpler. The last one we have here in terms of noun type is a compound noun. A compound noun is something when I add 2 different words, completely two different words, combine it together, and that becomes a 3rd word. So ceiling and fan are 2 different stuff, right? 2 different nouns and 2 different objects. We have a ceiling and we have a fan. Now we combine it together and that becomes a ceiling fan. It becomes a 3rd object. For example, tablecloth. Table is different, cloth is different, but when I combine the words together, it becomes a new object, a new noun. So compound nouns are basically 2 different nouns combined together, which derives a new noun or a new word. Okay. So these are the types of noun. So what is noun? Noun is any kind of name. So we have common noun, proper noun, abstract noun, count noun. We'll go back to the presentation for you so that you can take a look at it. Can we have the presentation back, please? Yes, there you go. Common noun, proper noun, abstract, count, non-count, collective, singular, plural, possessive, compound. Common, for example, the mountain is too tough to climb. The city is flooded. So that's a common noun. City is common noun. New Delhi is a capital city. Vijay asked me a question. So Vijay is a proper noun. Abstract, fear is obstacle. Fear is an obstacle. Happiness is bliss. Happiness is prosperity. So happiness is a noun. Prosperity is also a noun. Count. Count noun is something which you can count. For example, bottle. Non-count, for example, water. You cannot count water, right? Collective, when you bring it all together, it's as a group. Then you have singular, you have plural. Singular is one, plural is more than one. You have possessive when it belongs to someone, and you have compound noun when you combine two different nouns and you give it a new object or a new name or something completely different from the first two. Clear? All right, let's move forward. So we spoke about noun, now we speak about pronoun. All right. Now, before we step forward and understand pronoun, I thought why not have a quick test right now. I'm going to show you a sentence and together we will identify the nouns. This is just for practice session. All right. Can we have the presentation on the screen, please? All right. We will stay with the presentation now. I missed the bus because I was late. I missed what? I missed the bus because I was late. So late is an adjective here, but what did I miss? I missed the bus. So bus is a common noun because it's commonly used. Number 2, the queue was very long, so I didn't wait. All right. The queue was very long, so I didn't wait. What is the noun here? Okay, the noun is queue. Number 3, the distance was too long to cover. What was too long? The distance. Remember, noun is always a subject. So the distance is too long to cover. So that's why distance is a noun. Next, here we will look at the correct singular and plural forms. These are very, very simple sentences we learned in school. I am just using it for practice sessions. All right. Correct singular and plural forms. I went to the market and bought a lot of fruit or fruits. I want you to respond to this even though I can't hear you. You can't ask me question now, but I'm doing it in a pace so that you can also answer. Okay. I went to the market and bought a lot of fruits with an S, fruits. Number 2, the dash in this city is unbearable. The traffic or the traffics. Now you are moving from point A to point B, you come across traffic throughout the city. But do we use traffics with an S or traffic? What do we use here? Please answer. Yes, traffic is the correct answer. We use traffic because there cannot be a plural form for traffic. All right. Number 3, I have to cut my hair or hairs today. Now you have multiple follicles on your skull, right? But still, will you use hairs or hair? If you're using hairs, you are incorrect. The correct answer is hair. There is no plural form for hair. It's just hair. All right. Let's go to the next one. Identify the noun. here you need to identify the correct singular and the plural noun. Okay. So the first question is there on the screen. There are so many different type of people or peoples in the world. Now people is singular or plural, more than one person becomes people. So you will not use a plural form again. People itself is a plural form. For example, child and children. We have the word child, we don't say childs, we say children. We don't say children's with an S. No, children itself is a plural form. Okay, so remember that. So there are so many different types of people in the world. It's not peoples, it's people. All right. Question number 2. Can we have the presentation? Yes, there you go. I have to buy a lot of furniture or furnitures for my new apartment. I repeat, I have to buy a lot of furniture or furnitures for my new apartment. What should be the correct form? I said a lot of. Please pay attention, I am saying a lot of. So I could be buying a table, 4 chairs, 1 almirah, 1 corner table, 1 center table. Okay. So let's come back to the board for a moment. I will illustrate what I mean by this. Can we have the board on the screen, please? Okay, there you go. So I have a table. I am pretty bad with drawing, so don't mind. I have a table, then I have chair. Okay, this is a chair. So I want to buy 4 chairs and 2 tables. 2 plus 4 equals 6. So I am planning to buy furniture or furnitures. The table is a furniture, the chair is a furniture, but I am buying 4 chair and 2 tables, which means I am buying 6. Or forget about 6. Imagine if I am buying 1 chair and 1 table. 1 plus 1 is 2, plural. So will I say I want to buy furniture or furnitures? Think and then answer. If you are answering as furnitures, because 1 plus 1 is 2, you are wrong. That means I succeeded in confusing you. Furniture, the word is used as a collection of everything. For example, regardless of how many number of tables are there, whatever be the number of chairs, putting it all together is furniture. So one piece is also furniture. The whole collection of 4 chairs, 1500 tables doesn't really matter. That is also a furniture. So let's go back to the presentation. The question was, I have to buy a lot of furniture for my new apartment. So furnitures is incorrect. Furniture is the correct answer. Okay. Number 3, I need help to carry all the luggage or luggages. Imagine there are 4 suitcases and 3 bags, so total 7. So I need help to carry all the luggages or luggage. If you said luggage, you are right. If you said luggages, you are wrong, because luggage itself is a plural form. Does not matter if it's 1 or if it's more than 1. It's just like furniture. So there is no separate plural form for luggage. Another word where people make a mistake in terms of singular and plural form is information. Information is itself is plural. You don't say informations. For example, data, D-A-T-A, data. Please give me all the datas. No, it's data. It's still a plural form. Data is a plural form as well as singular form. Furniture is singular and plural. Information is singular and plural. Okay. Likewise, luggage is singular and plural. So don't make mistakes there. The last one in this particular slide. After the party, there was a lot of garbage or garbages. We follow the same rule. We don't have a separate plural form here, so we say garbage. So after the party, there was a lot of garbage because there is no separate plural form for this word. Okay. So we saw some of the examples of the singular and plural form, and now we proceed to the pronoun part. Now before we proceed to the pronoun part, what I want you to do is go to google.com. I know it's everybody's friend. Google celebrated its 18th birthday yesterday. Our best friend. It has all the answers. There is a fact that people use google.com. The majority of the people use google.com. The number one usage is to see if the internet is working or not. Number two usage is to look for information, any information. But number one use of www.google.com is to check if the internet is working. That's what number one usage in the world is, and that's a fact. Okay. So what I want you to do is go to Google, type noun quiz or noun practice. So you will find a lot of websites where you will have multiple questions. It may have a choice, it may not have a choice. You just need to pick the right noun. So start practicing. The moment you start practicing and spending time, you will be able to figure that you are still confused about some little aspects. It will also help you improve your grammatical structure. Clear? So let's move to the second aspect of parts of speech, which is pronoun. What do we mean by pronoun? Pronoun is something which replaces or substitutes noun. Okay. A pronoun is used in place of noun or noun phrase to avoid repetition. For example, I, you, we, they, he, she, it, me, us, they, him, her, those. So these are some of the examples. This is not the only list of pronouns that you have. These are just the examples. There could be plenty more. Now example, Mohan is tired. He wants to sleep, but I want him to finish the assignment. So what is the noun here? The noun is Mohan. I used two pronouns. One is he and one is him. Instead of saying Mohan wants to sleep, but I want Mohan to finish the assignment, I am using a pronoun. Okay. So pronoun is basically substituting, or it takes the place of a noun. Instead of repeating the noun again and again, I use the pronoun. Clear? So let's look at some examples. Again, I'm going to show you a sentence and you need to tell me what is a pronoun here. This is the best way of learning. We just learn the concept and we put that into application, into knowledge. Alright, the first one is here. Hari's mom asked he to clean the garage or him. G-A-R-A-G-E. It's not garage. Please don't say garage. It's garage. Garage. Don't say garage. It's garage. My car is not working. It's in the garage. Alright. Hari's mom asked he to clean the room or him. Yes, that's right. Him is the correct answer. Hari's mom asked him to clean the garage. Number 2. The student at an all boys high school should be on dash best behavior. Read the sentence again, understand what it says, and then answer. A student at an all boys high school. It says all boys high school, which means the gender of the student is defined. Should be on his best behavior. It should be his because the sentence starts with a student, not the students. It's not a plural form, it's a singular form. That's why you will use his. Alright. Number 3. Neither Mary nor, neither nor, either or, we remember this rule, right? So neither Mary nor I knew why the store was closed. Now never use the me form here. The best way to understand why not to use the me form, if you remove the first 3 words, neither, Mary, nor. Imagine those 3 words does not exist in the sentence. How will you start the sentence? I did not know why the store was closed. Okay? Because neither nor basically means it did not happen. So I didn't know why the store was closed. So you will use a I form. Neither Mary nor I knew why the store was closed. We'll go to the next one, which is number 4. Can we have question number 4 on the presentation, please? Okay. After the training, you and me must discuss a few things, or you and I must discuss a few things. What is the correct form? You and me or you and I? This is where a lot of people make mistakes when they speak. I will quickly explain and also tell you how to avoid this mistake. Okay? You and me will go for shopping. This is how people usually speak. If I add another person before you, for example, Ram, you and me will go for shopping. Some people say me, Ram and you will go for shopping. Let me explain one thing very clearly. I want you to pay attention. Okay? When you talk about, when you talk about a person apart from you in the same sentence, you will always come in the end. That means my first person, me, I will always be in the end. Okay? Secondly, I cannot use the word me. Why? Why can't I use? I will explain to it very quickly. If I have to use a sentence without the first 2 people, can you say me will go for shopping? Can you do that? No. You say I will go for shopping. Which means when you use me, it's an incorrect form. So please stop using this. People when they speak, they usually make this mistake. They usually start the first person in the beginning. For example, they say, me, my boss, me, my friend and my friend's brother went for shopping. No. My friend, his brother and I will go for shopping or went for shopping. The first person, that is you, will always come in the end if you have more than one person, and you will denote yourself as I, not me. Please remember that. Okay? Let's go back to the presentation now. Now that you understand the concept, after the training, you and I must discuss a few things. You can't say me must discuss few things. No, you say I must discuss few things. All right. Now let's move on to the next segment, which is adjective. Like I explained, an adjective describes, modifies or gives more information about a noun or a pronoun. For example, big, happy, green, young, fun, crazy, three, thick, thin, large, big, huge, silly, beautiful, ugly, gorgeous, narrow. All these are defining the noun. That's why they are adjectives. Let's look at an example. The little girl had a pink hat. How was the girl? She was little. What kind of a hat it is? What color it is? It's a pink hat. That's why little and pink are adjective. Clear? So adjective is something which describes noun. So here in this sentence, the little girl, little is describing the girl, the pink hat, pink is describing the hat. So pink and little are adjective. Now there are also types of adjective that you need to know. The first one is a quality. Obviously, adjective is anyways defining the noun, so we obviously have quality. For example, dangerous chemicals, green vegetables, a square box. Okay, a box could be a round, a box could be a rectangular, triangular, but here I am talking about a square box. A wet pitch, a blue pen, a green ink. So blue, green, all this becomes an adjective. Okay. The next one is quantity, where I am defining a number or a quantity or volume. For example, he has eaten 3 apples. How many apples? 3 apples. That's why here 3 will be an adjective. Please remember, a word can be used in any context. Let's come back to the board. I want to solve one confusion if anybody has this problem. You will say that the number 3 was a noun. How come it has become adjective? That is why English is a complex language. I have a word which is water. Okay. Now water is a noun, correct? But I can use the same word water as a verb. How do I use it as a noun? Please give me some water. Please sprinkle some water on the desk because I want to clean it. Please drink some water. So water is a noun. I can use the same word as a verb. How do I use it as a verb? Please water the plants in the garden. Did you water the plants in the garden yesterday? You should water the plants every alternative day. Here I am using the word water as a verb. So water was used as a noun. Now I am using water as a verb. So one word can be used as a noun, it can be used as a verb, it can be used as an adjective. Depending on the context of the sentence, you need to identify the parts of speech. Okay? Let's go back to the presentation. He has eaten 3 apples, so 3 is an adjective. I don't have much money, which means I have only little money. So I don't have much money equals I have little money. Both mean the same. So much is adjective. This long, thin centipede has many legs. But the point to be noted here is long and thin is also an adjective in this sentence. But since I am talking about quantity, I am underlining only the quantifying adjective, which is many. Then we have demonstrative, something which demonstrates, which shows. This yellow balloon is mine and those 3 yellow ones are yours. This and that, those, I am pointing it out. That's why I am demonstrating it. This cute baby is his brother. That cute baby is his sister. So this, that, I am basically pointing it out. I am denoting something. I am demonstrating something. Clear? And then we have the possessive adjective. In possessive adjective, there are 2 forms which you need to know: singular and plural. Singular, for example, my, your, his, her, its. Plural will be our, your will remain your, it doesn't become yours. Alright? His, her, its will become their, T-H-E-I-R, not T-H-E-R-E. So don't make a mistake there. Alright? So we have possessive adjective, we have demonstrative, we have quantity, and we have quality. Now that we understood what is adjective and what are some of the types, let's look at some practice questions so that we can understand it better. Alright? So there you go. You need to pick the right one. Now here what I have done is, it's not only pertaining to adjective, it's pertaining to a lot of other aspects of grammar. So here I have put together quite a few questions which will test your grammar skills. This is only for practice purpose. I will also tell you what is the correct answer and what is the incorrect answer so that your understanding gets better. So adjective, in terms of adjective, like I explained, it defines the noun, it describes the noun. So whenever we have, I get more and more examples, I will certainly include that as a part of the trainings. Meanwhile, I would request you to make use of some of the self-learning modules, some of the self-learning tools you will come across in Google itself, so that you can understand it better. If you have a Telugu translation, even better, because your understanding will improve that way. Okay? So in this particular slides, I have put together some questions. Together we will solve all these questions. I will also explain why an answer is correct, why an answer is incorrect. Alright? Number 1. I dash a new bike yesterday. I bought or I have bought. Okay? Now one thing is something which I need to tell you. You will not get to see the answers on the slide. I will tell you the answer. So how we will do this? I will read out the question. I will give you 5-6 seconds so that you can think and answer, although I can't hear, but I want to make it look like a real classroom. Then I will tell you what is the correct answer and why is it a correct answer. Okay? Let's start. I dash a new bike yesterday. I have bought or I bought. The correct answer is A. I bought a new bike yesterday. I have bought a new bike yesterday is not appropriate because it's a longer sentence first of all, and it's not a direct speech, so I can just say I bought a new bike yesterday. Okay? We will stay with the presentation. You need not see me for a while. Number 2, if you don't hurry up now, you dash late for school. If you don't hurry up now, you have been late for school, you are late for school, you will be late for school. If I use have been, that means present or past continuous. Yeah, you are late for school, that means it's absolute present tense. You will be is the correct answer. If you don't hurry up now, that means if you don't do it now, later on you will become late. That means later on is future tense. You will be late for school. Number 3, I would spend my holidays in London if I have enough money, if I had enough money, if I would have enough money. I repeat, I would spend my holidays in London if I have enough money, if I had enough money, if I would have enough money. Please think and then answer. Okay. If you say if I have enough money, that means you're talking about present tense. The sentence is in past tense. I would spend, basically I would have gone. Last month I would have gone to London. If I had, H-A-D, past tense. If I had enough money, I would have gone to London, but I don't have. That means I didn't go. So when you say would have or would, that means we are talking about the past tense, and that's why I will use the had word instead of have. Would have means incorrect here. It's not a correct answer. Okay. Question number 4 on the presentation. They are not water sports. They like not water sports. They do not like water sports. It's fairly simple, very simple sentence. They do not like water sports. You can't say they are not water sports. Basically you're telling me that what kind of people they are. You're defining them. That's incorrect, right? So they do not like water sports or they don't like water sports. Number 5, I dash for shopping tomorrow. I will be going for shopping tomorrow. I will go for shopping tomorrow. I went for shopping tomorrow. 99% of the people always answer A, I will be going for shopping tomorrow, which is incorrect. It's a direct translation from your vernacular language. It's not I will be going, I will go. Don't use a future continuous tense here. Just say I will go for shopping tomorrow. You need not say I will be going. You will come back also, right? So don't use the future continuous tense form. Number 6, Ram and his team has recently won a tournament, or Ram and his team have recently won a tournament. What will be the correct form? Has or have? When do you use has and when do you use have? Let's come to the board. I have two words, has and have. Okay? Has is used as a singular form, have is used as a plural form. In this particular sentence, the sentence says, Ram and his team dash recently won a tournament. Okay? So you have a person who is Ram and you have a team. When it says Ram and his team, Ram is a part of the team. Yes? How many teams are we talking about? Only one. Collective noun, remember, team is one. We are only talking about one here. One means singular. If you have a singular noun, you will use has. Clear? Just because the team will have more number of members and it says team and Ram or Ram and team, it doesn't make it plural. It's still one. Alright, I hope that is clear. So Ram and his team has recently won a tournament. Number 7, they, now this is easy because you just saw how has and have work. They has put in a lot of hard work, or they have. He is plural, she is plural, Sorry, he is singular. I'm so sorry. He is singular, she is singular, they is plural. So we have a plural form here. When you have a plural form, you will use have. So you say they have put in all the hard work for the success of the team. Number 8. I think we dash the training session next quarter. I think we begin. I think we will begin. I think we are going to begin. I think we are beginning. So let's take the first one. I think we begin. No, incorrect. I think we will begin because it's a future tense. I am saying next quarter. Quarter means 3 months. January to March is 1 quarter. April, May, June is 1 quarter. So each quarter is 3 months. So the whole year is divided into 4 quarters, right? So I am saying I think we dash the training session next quarter. We will begin or we are going to begin. We are going to begin is incorrect. We are going to begin is a transliteration again. It doesn't make sense. Okay. So I think we will begin the training sessions next quarter. Number 9. Tomorrow we will meet at 2 p.m. We meet at 2 p.m. We are going to meet at 2 p.m. We are meeting at 2 p.m. Now we will meet at 2 p.m. Is that correct? Or do we say we are going to meet at 2 p.m.? When we say we are going to meet at 2 p.m., it's incorrect. It's like, are you going to come to office tomorrow? What do you mean, are you going to come to office? You can just say, are you coming to the office tomorrow? So we unnecessarily add more words, right? Likewise, here we are going to meet at 2 p.m. is incorrect. It doesn't say where we are going. So we'll say tomorrow we will meet at 2 p.m. Number 10. Could you please dash me some money? Borrow or lend. Borrow means taking. Lend means giving. Basically, I am saying, can you please give me some money? Lend means the other person is giving and you are taking. Borrow means you are taking, the other person is giving. Okay, you understand? Borrow is a person. For example, if I am taking money from you, I am borrowing and you are lending. Okay. So could you please borrow me some money? That means could you take some money from me? No, that is incorrect. Could you please lend me some money? That means could you please give me some money? Alright. Number 11. I don't mind dash if you are tired. I don't mind to drive. I don't mind driving. I don't mind to be driving. I don't mind drive if you're tired. Think and tell me what is the correct answer here. I don't mind to drive. No. The to is an additional word. It's a redundancy. You don't need it. I don't mind driving if you are tired. I don't mind singing if you want to listen. I don't mind eating if you can give me some food. So I don't mind driving. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Apologies. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Number 12. They arrived dash we were having dinner. They arrived while we were having dinner, when we were having dinner, during we were having dinner, for we were having dinner. For is incorrect because they didn't come for dinner, right? And grammatically also it does not make sense at all. They arrived when we were having dinner. Now when you use the word when form, it becomes a question. When we were having dinner at 8 p.m. So when is a question form. During is like the entire course. For example, during my graduation, I used to ride a bicycle, which means entire 3 years I was using a bicycle or a cycle. So during is incorrect. They arrived while we were having dinner. Just as when we were having dinner, while we were having dinner, they arrived. So while is the correct form. Number 13. They have sold dash car which they won in a lottery. They have sold THERE. It's incorrect because it's a preposition. Please keep it there. Please go there. It's THERE. THEIR is a possession. They sold their car which they won in a lottery. Now, if they won in a lottery, you can't say they are the owners of it. They are the winners of it. There's a difference between being an owner and being a winner, right? That's why there is also not the correct form. Then what's the correct form? The correct form is the. They have sold the car which they won in a lottery. So remember, their THEIR is possession, and in this case it doesn't fit in. THERE is a preposition. For is an incorrect option here. So the is the correct option. Number 14. I dash for this company since 1998. I worked for this company since 1998. I am working for this company since 1998. I work for this company, or I have worked. Now, if you say I have worked, that means it's a past tense. Likewise, if you say A, I worked, that is also past tense. But the question says since 1998, which means the correct form or the correct option is number B. I am working for this company since 1998. Now, one very important aspect which I want to tell you. There is usually a confusion in terms of difference between since and from. I hope this is visible to all of you. Yes. So, since and from, people usually make a mistake. From, number one, from is used in terms of a place as well. I am coming from Hyderabad. I am coming from Delhi. Okay, which means in terms of place also I use it, but I can also use it in terms of time. Since is also used in terms of time, but the major difference is when you use a since, the time is going on, it's not stopping. Okay, when you use a from, there is a start and there is a stop. Please remember this. I worked at this company from 2014 till 2016. I waited for you from 6 p.m. till 9 p.m. The training is from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. or till 11 a.m. which means there is a stop. That's when you will use from. When do you use since? You use since when it's continuing. I am living in Hyderabad since 2002. I am still living. I don't know when it's going to end. Okay? So please be very careful and please be aware of this. When to use since and when to use from. I repeat, since is used in terms of time, but the time does not end, it's continuing. You don't know is it ending. We are not talking about the end, it's continuing. From is used in terms of a place, but from is also used in terms of time. But when we use it in terms of time, there has to be an end to it. Clear? That's the difference between since and from. Okay, let's go back to the presentation. Number 14, it says, I worked for this company since 1998. No, I am working for this company since 1998, which means I'm still working. Number 15, she has asked me for, I'm sorry, I repeat, she dashed me to help her developing an IT training program. She has asked me, she have asked me, she asked me, or she was asked me. She was asked me is clearly incorrect. You can't say she was asked. She was asked means somebody asked her. Like I was asked to come to the training means somebody asked me. She was asked means somebody asked her. But in this case, she is asking me. She is the person who's asking the question, not the person who should respond. So she has asked. Is that correct? Not necessary. We don't need to use two words. We can just say she asked me to help her develop an IT training program. Have is incorrect because that is used for the plural form. Okay. So she asked me to develop an IT training program. Great. So I have quite a few more questions on the slides. I'm not going to use that today. I'm going to leave you with a couple of interesting information. What I want you to do is practice like this. When you practice in a group, you end up learning. Try to read a bit more. There is a book which is very, very famous. As a small kid, I used this book, and if you have your college library open, please go and ask for Wren and Martin. It's very, very famous. Everybody knows about Wren and Martin, right? Now, Wren and Martin book also has a workbook now. So you can go through a chapter and you can solve the answers in the workbook. It will also give you the answer key as well, an explanation. That way you will make yourself better. The reason I am emphasizing so much on grammar, because when you do not speak accurately, when your grammar is incorrect, it does not create a good impression. Tomorrow you will join a company like Tata Consultancy Services, Infosys, Wipro, some of the best companies that we have here, Tech Mahindra. I'm sorry, excuse me. So when you join these companies, you will be interacting with people from outside India. When you are not able to speak clearly, they will not understand what you're saying. When I used to travel to a lot of colleges across AP, I had students who used to email me or message me asking me questions. Some of the questions were very, very difficult for me to answer. Not because it's a tough question, because I was finding it very difficult to understand what the person is asking. Now, I don't blame you for this. You are from Telugu medium, you did not have English medium throughout, no problem at all. It's not challenging, it's not difficult. You are getting these opportunities to learn. What I want you to do is to practice. You need to practice more, you need to speak more. The more you speak, the more you practice, you get better. Did you go through any kind of training or a classroom training to learn to speak in Telugu? No, right? But if I make a mistake in terms of Telugu sentence, you will immediately tell me, sir, you are making a mistake. It's a grammatical mistake. You do that because you are accurate at it. You are good and accurate at it because you had been speaking so much with your friends, with your relatives, everywhere, and you are absolutely fluent and perfect. So the more and more you speak with your friends, with your relatives, with your classmates, with your colleagues, with your teachers and everyone, you will get perfect and you will get more fluent. Okay? So tomorrow when we meet, my session will be on Saturday now. I will help you understand a bit on articles. I will help you understand a bit on tense. I'm sorry, I have a cold and cough, so little bit of disturbance today. So I'll talk about how many kinds of articles do we have, when should we use what kind of articles. I will speak about tense. For example, a lot of people use incorrect tense when they speak, when there is no correlation between the tense and the verb. So those are the aspects which I will cover in terms of tense. What I will do is I want to show you a lot of questions on the PowerPoint next time. We will together solve it. Like today, what I did, I was reading the question, reading the options. I gave you 2-3 seconds so that you can answer. Then I was answering and giving also the reason why one answer is correct and remaining are incorrect. If you think that is the right way, since we do not have a platform where you can ask me questions directly right now, you may enter your questions on the comment field of the YouTube page wherever you see this video. I will try to answer there as well as in the classroom. So that way I can keep it interactive. Whatever questions you have, just put in there. I will go through it. I will get the notification from the organizers and they will tell me. So yesterday's question I promptly responded on the YouTube page, and the same was confirmed to A.P.S.S.D.C as well. So that's the only way right now how we can interact. So please let me know if this way of solving exercises or simple questions, will that help? Multiple choice, I will show it on the screen. You can look at it, immediately answer, 3-4 seconds gap, and I will tell you what is the correct and what is the incorrect answer. Okay, so that's one way. So one more session we will spend on grammar. That will help you gain more confidence. We will talk about a lot of examples. So next session we'll talk about articles, tense, examples, and probably one more session we will use a lot of examples, a lot of exercises. After that I will move to the third pillar of communication, which is vocabulary. In vocabulary again, we will do a lot of practice sessions. I will show you some questions where you need to give the correct word, or you need to identify the incorrect word, or replace a word with another word. We will do that exercise in the session itself. Plus I'll tell you where you can find some more exercises that you can practice on your own. And the last segment will be fluency under 4 pillars. In fluency, I'm sorry I will not be able to help much because I need to hear you guys talk. That's the only way, because now that we speak about fluency, I need to hear you speaking. You're applying all the pronunciation, grammar, vocabulary and everything. You're putting that to practice, right? So fluency, when we talk about, I will tell you how to improve fluency, what are the problems that we face in terms of fluency, and I will have to trust you that you are practicing. Clear? So once we are done with these 4 pillars, we will gradually move to the soft skill in terms of how to be confident about your dress code, how to give a nice presentation, how to stand next to the board, how to use a marker, how to sit, how to stand. In terms of interviews, how should you stand, how should you sit, what kind of questions they will ask, how should you answer, how should you hold the file, lot of other things that you will get to know in terms of body language, in terms of etiquette, in terms of mannerism. Clear? So that was a good informative session today, I hope. We solved close to 15 questions plus quite a few questions on each of the slide when we learnt noun, pronoun and adjective. So we will learn the remaining aspect, conjunction, interjection, verb, adverb, so on and so forth. We'll learn that in the forthcoming sessions. And please feel free to write your comments, your questions on the YouTube page so that I get back. Clear? So thank you so much. Have a wonderful day ahead.